everybody, welcome to another video and a different type of video. So I've mentioned in the past that I am a book reader and I wanted to do a reading challenge on my channel because my ultimate goal has always been to read 100 books in a year. The closest I got was I think 4 years ago, and that was 68 books. Last year was the worst. I think I read less than 30, and everybody knows last year sucked. So this year I'm really trying to pick things back up, but it's been hard for me to juggle YouTube and reading and watching YouTube and making videos and stuff. So I thought if I made a challenge that it would be easier. And I believe Rebecca from Panning and Stuff does this. I don't know where it originated from, but I will be doing the A to Z book challenge, and A to Z by the title of the book, and I think later on I'll do a 2.0 and I'll do A to Z by the author's name. I'm going to show you the books that I've read so far this year, and then I will do a monthly update, maybe bi-monthly update, depending on how many books, because I don't read a bajillion a month like I used to. I used to be able to read a book or two a week, and I definitely don't do that anymore. I feel like last year, because I wasn't reading, I was watching TV shows more or watching YouTube more, and so now I want to juggle all those other hobbies as well as reading, and so my average has definitely changed. But I've read a couple books so far this year, and I'm going to talk about them real quick, and then this will be a monthly thing. And once I do my remodel completed, I will show you all my books, and I will be adding more challenges and stuff to see how close I can get to 100 books in 1 year. Don't think it'll happen this year, but once I get the groove of everything, then maybe next year will be the year that I can finally read 100 books in 1 year. So this is the first book I finished. This one is for Elle, The Little French Bistro by Nina George. Now, I read this one, it was an impulse buy at the Goodwill, because Nina George also wrote The Little Paris Bookshop, and I absolutely loved that one. I only try and keep books if they really stick with me, and that story definitely did. So when I was browsing the Goodwill and I saw this, I grabbed it without even reading the synopsis. So I was just like, Nina George, I'm gonna read it. And it was a struggle in the first half, but once I got a little bit past 50%, it was interesting enough, and it gravitated towards a few other topics more than just her hating her life and wanting to commit suicide. Once it kind of got off of that, I was definitely interested. There's a little love interest, and it was eye-opening. Her character was finally like, to see what it was that was wrong with her life and to make those changes. That's a big deal, and so I like that about this. But it's not a book that I would keep in my collection. I'm actually gifting this to someone. I've been waiting to send out a gift. I just wanted to talk about it before I got rid of it, because not all the books that I'm talking about I have physical copies. I believe I gave this one a 3 out of 4 stars in Goodreads, only because it is well written. It is a good story. It's just not my type of story. It was just a little gloomy and depressing in the beginning, when she talks about how horrible her marriage is, and she tried committing suicide, and that's all in the synopsis, I believe, so it's not really a spoiler. Most of my books are all older copies, like nothing I have, at least right now, unpacked or new releases, so I will be mentioning at least a little spoilers. And if this is a series you're interested in and you don't want me to mention any spoilers, let me know below. I haven't decided quite how I'm doing this. I just wanted to talk about the books that I've been reading. So that was the first book, and then I read this book by J.L. Drake, Honor. I know, look at the cover. It's a series called the Blackstone series, and I got this also at the Goodwill. I think I have the receipt still in here. Yeah, it's right here. So I bought this. When did I buy this? October 12th, 2020. So I bought this quite a bit ago, but that's not bad. Usually I buy a book at the Goodwill and it takes me a year to read it. I really wanted, after reading this book, I really wanted something lighter, and this definitely helped. He's a soldier. He's in Black Ops, or whatever it's called. You think I would know because I was a military spouse, but I don't remember what his unit was called. Basically, he does a lot of undercover stuff, top secret. You have to have a non-disclosure agreement to work at the hospital that this unit goes to when they're injured, and he meets a woman, and they fall in love. But there's definitely some drama in there, and the one of them, like the turning point for the character, the female character Mia, I totally didn't see coming, but I can see now how they mentioned it very vaguely throughout the story. So if you were really paying attention to those little details, it wouldn't have been such a shocker at the end. But he has severe PTSD. He has backflashes and stuff. But it was just, the writing was so well done. It's not cheesy or corny. I don't like romances like that. I really like when the story it's realistic. And like I mentioned, I'm a military spouse. Or I was. My husband's not in the army anymore. And like the writing is realistic enough. When they show the backflashes and stuff and the things that he's seeing, I'm just like, yes, that they are portraying that in a realistic manner. And that's why I liked it. And then the story was sweet. The happy ending happened so fast. I feel like they could have drawn it out another 4 or 5 pages at least to kind of set the mood and how sweet that was at the end. But that's okay. That happens a lot in romances. But I definitely gave this one 4 full stars. How many stars can you give on Goodreads? Is it 4 or is it 5? I don't even know. I'll have to check. But I believe I gave that one full stars. And then I did an audiobook for Midnight Sun, the Twilight one. This is Twilight rewritten in Edward's perspective. Now, I do have the physical book, but it's packed away. And I couldn't wait anymore to read it. So I did the audio on my phone with the library app. And I gave it full stars. I do want to point out that I read the book originally when I was in high school. And so when I was listening to the beginning of this, I thought it was so corny. Because it was Edward's perspective, and he talks differently. But once you get into the groove of how he talks and the writing style again, I got sucked right into it because it was so unique to see his perspective when you've already read the original book and if you've seen the movie. So to kind of compare all 3 of Twilight was really cool. So I'm really glad she finally ended up writing this. She wrote a draft ages ago and it got leaked out, and so she had decided not to publish. And then like 15 years later, I don't know how long has it been, 10 years, she finally decided. I really hope she continues the whole series. Alice's perspective. So I'm assuming everybody watching this has seen Twilight. If not, I'll try and explain. So Alice can see the future, but it's not just, the future is not set in stone. Every little thing you do in life will alter things in the future. And so Alice's gift was very well done when it comes to explaining that, because there's certain situations in the story where Alice will literally choose every option there is and see what the outcome will be, and that could have been written so bad. But Stephanie Meyer, she did similar writing for The Host, and in that one she also did a really good job being able to portray 2 personalities in one body, the host and the oh my gosh, the two characters that were in Wanda's body. I believe that was her name, because it's been a long time since I've read The Host. But that one was also done really well. So when I read that similar type of character that you had to write for Alice in this book, I knew it was going to be done good, and it was. And I believe I gave this one also full stars. And then the last book that I completed so far is Rafael, which is an Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series. This is book number 28. Let's see the glare. Yeah, book number 28. Laurell K. Hamilton is one of my absolute favorites. it's romance, but it's supernatural, urban fantasy. It's got werewolves and witches, any type of werewolf, or like lycanthrope. So there's rats, which is what this is about. Rafael is the Rat King, and this is a novella. It's a very, very small book. I do have a signed copy on the way. My sister bought it for me, or no, I gave my sister money to buy it so we can save on shipping, and then my parents are going to bring it over when they come to visit. But I didn't want to wait because it took forever to get. This book came out mid-February, and I got this on the library app like 3 days ago. I'm filming this video on the 6th, and I read it in 2 days, 2.5 days. It was a 9-hour, 8.5-hour audio, and I didn't want to wait because I'm in a lot of Laurell Hamilton groups, and I had to keep scrolling past the spoilers because I didn't want anything to be ruined. I had no idea what the synopsis was. All I knew was it had to do with Rafael the Rat King, and I really liked it. It was really cool to see the culture of the rats because they only kind of show little bits and pieces of that. But if you're into necromancers, witches, any kind of supernatural thing, this series might be for you. And I say might because it is heavy romance after book 6 or 7. So depending on your tastes on that, that might not be something you're interested in. And that's all I've read so far. I am reading 2 books right now. Which one I haven't marked yet, but I'm reading The Odd Sisters by Serena Valentino. That one is a physical book, and then I'm also doing another audio. It's by Jodi Picoult. She's another author that I try to read all her stuff. Oh, it's not Jodi Picoult. I couldn't get that one. So it's Rochelle Mead, Game Board of the Gods. Once I get farther along in this one, I will decide if I'm actually going to read it all because it took a while to kind of get into it. I think it was just the voice actor. But that will be for G. And I will keep a list in the description box of this video for me to keep track and for you to see. If you follow along later and didn't see all the videos, then you can see what I've been reading this year. If you are a book reader, I would love for you to join. I know Rebecca Penning and stuff is the one who originally did this, or she's the only person that I've seen do this. I'm not sure who else has. I don't really watch a lot of booktubers, so if you know the original person that started this, let me know and I'll give them credit below. But if you are a book reader and you want to join, definitely let me know. And once I show all of my books, if you have similar books, then I can try and do like a series where I'm talking about books that others on this, people who are watching this channel are also reading. I'm not sure exactly how I would go about that yet, but that was just an idea that popped in my head. And that's it. I will see you in my next update for this in a month or 2, and let's see if this is the year I can get super close to 100 books. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram. Now that I've incorporated books into my channel, I will definitely be posting every time I start a new book. I will be mentioning that on Instagram. So don't forget to follow me on there. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!